please welcome to the stage tonight's MCs, Mr. Gary Davis, Mr. Rufus Terry, and Restoration Place Counseling Director, Cindy Mondello.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah.
Woo woo. I don't think my mic is on.
Oh, yeah.
Is my mic on? Can
It
y'all
is
hear
now.
me? Okay. Well, good evening and welcome to Restoration Runway. This is so weird because this is the first time we've ever done this here, and this is totally off script. I can't see anybody. 'Cause I'm used to the country club where they're like right there, so maybe. Okay. Anyway. We are grateful to have the opportunity to bring this show to you tonight in person. Thank you for coming out. I hope it's been fun for you, the reception, and thank you to those that are joining us via live stream. I don't know where these two guys came from. I just picked them off the street the other day. These are my co-MCs. These are my co-MCs, Rufus and Gary, and I hope they behave tonight.
We heard there was food.
I have two people, and this is totally off script, but I have two people that traveled a long way to be here, and I just want to welcome them and say that they're here. I know that the production team wasn't planning on this, so I doubt we can do spotlights, but I was blessed to find out I have a sister other than my sissy, who is not quite a few years older. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but she lives in Austin, Texas, and we have had our sisterhood for the last year and a month, and she flew in to be here tonight as well. Dolly Hayter, who is one of our longtime friends, flew in from Baton Rouge, so I don't know if anybody else came farther, but I bet they get the prize for that. So please give them a welcome. Our hope tonight is that as we all leave this event, that you'll leave encouraged, uplifted, and inspired with a newfound strength to help us rise above all that feels so heavy and burdensome.
In case you're just tuning in, this is a fundraiser for Restoration Place Counseling. Now, they facilitate emotional and spiritual healing for women and girls, restoring dignity, honor, and integrity, and at the same time, they empower those same women and girls to embrace the God-given identity that they so richly deserve. Now, they do this by providing substantially discounted professional Christian counseling, which basically eliminates the high-cost barrier, which all of us know is a nationally and locally documented reason for the reason why a lot of folks just don't get the counseling that they need.
There really is no other place like Restoration Place in Greensboro or the Greater Triad. A place that blends evidence-based clinical interventions with sound biblical doctrine at rates that are significantly discounted, with men and women on the sliding scale, paying only $25 per counseling session.
That's right, Rufus, and it's why I began this organization over 16 years ago. The story of Restoration Place goes back even further. I started Restoration Place as a result of my own story. Almost 25 years ago, God rescued me from alcohol addiction and bulimia, and one of the ways that he did that was through work with a Christian counselor. As I began to see my life being restored, and as I began to see myself rising out of the shadows, I wanted other women to have the same freedom that I had found. What I quickly learned, though, however, is that many women and men, too, don't seek mental health help because of the cost. Clients, like Gary said, who come to RPC are offered a significantly discounted sliding scale. And to be able to do this, to be able to provide counseling sessions that are not limited, and to be able to provide those counseling sessions to as many women as need them, we have to have people like you, individuals, businesses, churches, that come alongside us and help us to subsidize that gap between what a client might pay and what it actually costs for us to deliver that service with professional licensed counselors at Restoration Place.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on that, the neat thing that you guys need to know, and it's because of folks like you, that over the past 16 years that you guys have been working this out, no woman has ever been denied financial services, ever.
Right.
And at the same time, yeah, let's give it up.
Well, let me say, unless we just don't have room because my counselors are so full. So I need some of you out there to go get your master's in counseling, get licensed, and come join our staff.
Exactly.
Because that's the only time somebody might be told wait, is we just don't have space.
And also during that time period, no one's been denied or basically have reduced the number of discounted sessions,
Right.
which is amazing.
They can come for as long as they need.
Absolutely.
And currently, with 10 licensed therapists on staff, RPC completes about 9,000 counseling sessions a year, with approximately 5,000 of those sessions on the sliding scale. To make up for the financial gap of the discounted sessions, they need to raise approximately $25,000 per month.
That's right, Rufus. Let me repeat that. That's per month, not per year, that we need to raise just to cover those sessions. We have been doing this event since 2010. Last year was obviously virtual, but so this is the 12th year, and it is the vehicle that provides most of that funding. And so most of that is actually provided, a good portion of it is provided by our sponsors. And so we want to introduce some of our top sponsors to you. And Rufus, would you kick that off?
Sure thing, Cindy. We're going to recognize the top sponsors this year, and we will begin with the $5,000 Runway level sponsors. If present, we would love for your group to stand up and remain standing as we call your names.
I guess, can they see each other?
I hope so. I think they can.
Okay.
And we ask that you please hold your applause until the end. So, our 2021 Runway sponsors are Daytona Tent and Sound, Hutchison Family Office, Corporate Accommodations, Columbia Forest Products, Durant and Mary Catherine Bell, and Lori Haddock and Brad Smith of Midtown Financial Advisors. Please join us in showing our appreciation to these Runway sponsors.
And y'all are actually going to see Lori on the runway. Lori Haddock is one of our models this year. We also want to recognize a $6,000 sponsor that we have, a combined runway and dignity model sponsor, David and Susan Woods. I know your group is there somewhere. So would you please show them your appreciation? And I think you're going to get to meet Susan, otherwise known as Sissy, in a few minutes with a special award she won last year. I also want to announce a leadership gift that we received from Cheryl Austin. She is also on our board of directors, and so please help me thank Cheryl Austin.
My turn?
Yes, but wait, they got to catch up. Oh, maybe I went out of order. I bet I went out of order because they know what they're doing,
Okay.
but I don't.
I don't. So.
Let's go closer so we can
Come on,
see
let's
people.
go.
Okay. Woo woo! I still can't see you. Oh, there you are! Yay! Oh, there's more people. Okay,
Oh, we can
now
see
it's
people
your
now.
turn. It's your turn.
There are people out here.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Now I am
they look
nervous.
great, by the way.
Okay.
Well, I'm nervous now. Can we go back? I have the privilege of announcing the $10,000 signature level sponsor. So same rules apply, if you don't mind. Doug and Clay.
Oh, just platform. You don't have to hold your applause.
The Michael Family Foundation.
Yes, and the Michael Family Foundation is not here with us tonight, but I can guarantee you Susan Michael is bidding on the auction.
So she needs some applause.
I know. Let's give her, yeah.
And last but not least, RSP VP Communications. Right.
Yay! And I think this was when I was supposed to introduce Cheryl, but let's see.
To thank the signature sponsors.
Oh, we are.
Well, it said right there on the
We did thank
thing.
them. Let's thank them again.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay. So now we probably need to go back here.
Well, I was getting used to being
because there's going to be we are not professional. Let me just tell you.
I was getting used to that.
We'll go back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the biggest blessings that I have through my role at RPC is getting to meet and build relationships and friendships with some incredible people in our community. And the folks at State Street Jewelers are definitely on that list of incredible people. What began as them just providing some jewelry, and they actually provided some jewelry for me tonight.
There you go, Cindy.
Maybe the camera can get it in a minute, but yeah, so, okay, I digress. So what began as them providing jewelry for our models in 2017 grew into a signature sponsorship in 2018 through 2020. Earlier this year, they'd already signed on as a signature sponsor for 2021. And I had pitched a soft ask to Amy, their marketing director, about, maybe they would want to be the presenting sponsor one year. But you know, like half the world was closed down, including retail stores, for like half the year last year. And so it just didn't seem like the best time, and I didn't make a formal ask. On May 19th, however, I received a text message from Amy, and it said, "Do you still have the presenting sponsor spot open?" Of course, my heart skipped a beat, and I was holding my breath, and I texted back. I didn't want to assume like why she was asking this, but I said yes, and then this was her reply. We want it. I mean, that is the best for any executive director ever, for somebody to text you and say, "We would like to give you the top sponsorship for your event." So I'm so grateful for Michael and Amanda Wilson and how they allow God not just to bless Restoration Place, but they bless a lot of organizations in our community. I love their hearts. I love even their business model that I've learned about as we've gotten to know them even better this year. And because they are so amazing, I want you to meet them too. So please turn your attention to the screen.
Michael Wilson will be the first to admit that he's not a typical jewelry store owner.
Started out selling on eBay in 2005, so I was helping my brother with his fraternity and sorority pins. You have to figure out what you're selling. You can't just call it, here's a blue gem. You actually have to figure out, okay, is it, what is it? Is it sapphire? Is it natural sapphire? What's the quality? And so that was kind of the path I took into gemology.
But Michael didn't get there alone. He had help from local jewelry store owner Mark Holder.
Mark was, certainly a part of my gemological education. He wrote a letter for me to go to GIA and study diamonds and gemstones there.
In fact, when Michael decided to pop the question, it was Mark Holder who helped him create the perfect ring to give Amanda.
And so I was visiting Mark Holder, and I'd found a ring at an antique show. It was this gorgeous Art Deco platinum ring that didn't have a center stone. And so I brought it to Mark. I was like, "Mark, I've got the girl, I've got the ring, I need a diamond, help me out." And because of the way the ring was made, it had to be a certain diameter. And it was kind of a larger diamond than I could afford at the time, for sure. And so I worked with Mark, and we found a spreadier diamond that would fit my budget.
When Mark Holder decided to retire and close his store in 2015, he asked Michael if he was interested in opening a brick-and-mortar location at his State Street address. 6 years later, Michael and Amanda's unique gifts and skills have combined with their friendly and knowledgeable staff to make State Street Jewelers a truly unique jewelry shopping experience. From the first warm greeting to their transparent, visible pricing, they strive to make each visit feel like meeting with good friends.
When somebody comes over to your house, you offer them like a cup of coffee or tea or some water. We let you try on jewelry. Put on some earrings, put on some new rings, bracelets, necklaces. Just have fun, play with it. You can look at our visible pricing and you can find something in your price range. You don't have to ask a million questions. How much is this? How much is that? And be turned down and feel bad because that's more than you wanted to spend.
Michael and Amanda may not have inherited a jewelry business, but they did inherit a legacy of faith.
Kind of a large driving force in our lives is certainly our faith in Jesus Christ. It's not just about, the numbers. It's not just about, pretty sparkly things. Kind of my life verse has been Micah 6:8, and just that call to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with my God.
Michael and Amanda say that women are a driving force behind their business, and that's why it's so important to them that they support organizations that enrich the lives of women in Greensboro.
Women still struggle with a lot of things, whether that's anxiety or depression. Especially in the last year and a half, everybody's gone through. But Into Restoration is a great place. It's a great place to help them in that time of need. And we want to be supporting organizations like Restoration that support the women in our community.
State Street Jewelers wants to see every woman in the triad rise out of the shadows and discover her true worth as one made in the image of God. That's why they stepped up to be our 2021 presenting sponsor.
Would y'all please stand up? Where's your group? Please stand up. They're right here on the front row. Help me just give them a thanks again.
Cindy, I also heard there are many others who have given financially.
Yes, a whole lot more.
And in your goodie bag that is located at your seat, you'll find a card for the event program, which is a digital version this year. You can use your QR code to use your camera to focus on the QR code to open the program and read about how many others have donated to Restoration Place Counseling.
And I really want y'all to look at the digital program because, I created it, and I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty proud of myself. So, it's something else I can put on my resume is that I can make stuff like that. Anyway, I know I'm not supposed to boast about myself. Okay, so what are we doing now?
I'm going to speak.
Okay.
Dare I walk out in front of you? We've got one more special introduction before we close the silent auction. Back in 2020, as you know, it was a little wonky. Things weren't going just right. A bit of a gray cloud over everybody. And one of the things that Cindy did was she came up with another idea to raise some money, maybe for some lost funding during that transition period. And what she came up with was the idea of the top model contest. Now, many of you are aware of that already, to where that you can link into the portal and you can vote on your favorite model. It's $5 a vote, and we're here to announce the 2020 top model. And can I go ahead and do that?
Huh?
Can I go ahead and do that?
Can you say who she was?
Can I say who she was?
Yeah, you can say who she was.
Her name is Susan Woods.
Woo! Look at her! Woo! And You know, I was a little worried about my sister winning the top model because I didn't want people to think it was rigged, and it really wasn't. She just has a very competitive husband who adores her, and he tried to get me to cheat, and I said, I'm not doing it. And so she won fair and square, and she raised, I can't remember, I was supposed to see how much money you actually raised to see, and I forgot to do that. So she raised a lot of money, more money than anybody else. So thank you for being our top model of 2020. And the contest was, like Gary said, was so successful last year in helping us raise quite a bit of money. And so I brought it back this year. And this year's models have raised over, who will it be? So they've raised, last time I looked, they'd already raised over $16,000 on $5 votes. And so there is still time through the end of the show. I was hoping that I could announce who the 2021 would be this year, but I'm going to have to send it out via email because I don't know if my brain can get all that done. But you're going to get a text during the show, and I just want you to show a little love to the models. Actually, Gary's daughter, Sophia Davis, will be walking the runway. So, you know, he needs a little help in a lot of ways. So you can show some love to Sophia. Anyway, so I hope that you'll participate that tonight. Well, gentlemen, it's time to close the silent auction. And if any of you have been to our event before, you know that we do a close together from the stage. So you are going to receive a text in just a minute if you've been bidding. Some of you have been outbidding me on some things, and I'm not real happy about it. But you're going to get a text that you can just click, and you'll go back into your BidPal little thing, and whatever it's called, and click on your activity, and if somebody has outbid you, you need to outbid them because there are no manners when it comes to silent auctions. And so just review your items and your activity. We're going to count it down together. And Kara, I think 3 minutes is good. So I forgot to tell my production people what I wanted to do. So can we get... have we gotten the text message yet? I'm sorry, y'all. Let's see. So we're supposed to get a text message, and then we're going to close the auction. So what have your favorite items been? Ooh. Party bus. What else? What about those Hamilton tickets? Or what about that Nespresso machine? And you might be able to go ahead and get in it. So let's get the countdown clock up on the screen so we can count it down together.
99, 98, 97, 90. Oh.
No, we're not doing it yet. Can we get the countdown clock on the screen? There we go. We have 2 minutes and 24 seconds. So you better, and I just got outbid. I think I just got outbid. Let's see. Okay. Can we have a little music? Stop it! Don't outbid me on the coffee maker. Okay, 2 minutes. I gotta figure out how to do this, y'all. It's too hard being up here talking. Oh, I just got outbid again. Oh, stop it!
Ooh.
I'm doing it. Mom, I might need a loan. I got outbid again.
You know, Cindy, a good way to raise money is to bid against yourself.
Oh yeah, his wife bid against herself.
Yeah, a couple years ago, my wife, we didn't have the icons there. It was kind of hard to know, did you win or did you not or whatever. And she bid against herself, and she kept going because she kept getting outbid, you know. And she didn't know. Now, for full transparency, I told her I was going to say this tonight, but for full transparency, I was the guy beside her going, get back in here.
Okay, who is... I need to know who's bidding on the coffee machine. If it's one of my sisters, it's not going to be pretty.
Where are they now?
Look, look at all these orange little exclamation marks. I only have 2 green checks.
You're losing.
Oh.
I don't like to be a loser. I'm very competitive. Let's see. I'm gonna do it one more time. Mom, I'm really gonna need. Okay, we got 30 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna just sit on this, and if you try to outbid me, I am gonna.
Wait for the last 5 seconds and then go in.
Okay. Where's that other thing? I'm not gonna say the other thing I want, because somebody in my family will try to outbid me.
Rufus and I'll count down 10.
17.
You just sit there and you try to get
Okay,
it.
you got it? Y'all got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, help us out. 10, 9,
No.
8, 7,
Oh, wait.
6,
No,
5,
no.
4,
No.
3, 2, 1.
And
No, you didn't get it.
Well, I hope you got what you wanted. Did y'all get what you wanted? Yay! Mr. Davis, will you just take care of that for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so just a little bit more before we move on to the show. I know you are so ready to see it. I'm can't believe that this has come together. You're going to be amazed. But I just want to tell you where we are financially, and then we're going to come back after the show, and we're basically going to ask you for more money. So, that's what we're here for. It has been a rough 18 months, definitely, for nonprofits and to fundraise, but we've just continued to see God show up and provide. And our goal for this fundraiser this year was actually a little bit of a low goal. So if we surpass it, it would be good. But I knew going into this year, making a budget for this year was going to be it's going to be a slim year. So our goal for this event was $200,000. But you know what? Earlier we recognized some of the sponsors, and really they probably make up half or a little bit more between our sponsors and some leadership donors that we have. How much of that has already been? I took your line.
oh, it's okay.
Okay. So go ahead. Tell them how much we've gotten from the sponsors.
The good news is we didn't have to start from zero tonight.
We did not have to start from zero tonight. So.
And we have raised $144,726.
But wait, there's more. Between just and it's probably even more than this, but when I finished the script, maybe on Wednesday, at that point we had raised from silent auction and ticket sales and the top model and a few other donations, we were able to add another $35,000 on top of that. So how far, Gary, are we from 200,000?
Well, I can help you with math because I was the 1978 Buena Vista Elementary School Spelling Bee champion.
That's right, folks.
Gary, what does spelling have to do with math?
It doesn't have anything to do with math. I'm just showing you I'm dealing with limited skills. I mean, you got me off the street, right?
Okay.
Give or take, carry the one, we're probably a little short of $20,274.
Wow. You are so smart, but you know what? It may even be less than that. So I want you to just sit back tonight and relax and enjoy and think about how much you want to give to help us make that goal. And when we come back out here, and I feel like I'm forgetting something. Sorry, I have to look at my notes. Man, I just ruined the whole thing.
You're okay.
It's your turn to speak.
It's
I'm
okay.
going to give it to Rufus, and then we're going to start the show.
So now it's time to reveal to you the amazing production that Cindy and her team have been working on for months. May your heart be encouraged. May your spirit rise as you enjoy the 12th annual Restoration Runway. Rise out of the shadows.
rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. 6 feet under, I thought it was over. An answer to prayer, the voice of a savior. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. All at once I came alive. This beating heart, these open eyes, the brave let go, the darkness should have known. Oh, you're still rolling stone. Oh, you're still rolling stones. Now that you saved me, I sing 'cause you gave me a song of revival. I put it on vinyl. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. I once was blinded, but now I see it. I heard about the power, and now I believe it. Oh, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. All at once I came alive. This beating heart, these open eyes, the brave let go, the darkness should have known. Oh, you're still rolling stone. Oh, you're still rolling stones. I thought that I was too far gone for everything I've done wrong. Yeah, I'm the one that dug this grave, but you called my name. You called my name. I thought that I was too far gone for everything I've done wrong. Yeah, I'm the one that dug this grave, but you called my name. You called my name. All at once I came alive. This beating heart, these open eyes, the brave let
Meet Chloe. She started dancing when she was just 3 years old and pursued a professional track in the ballet world until she was injured. Yet, tearing her hip labrum wasn't the only pain Chloe experienced in ballet. As she explains, it's a very hard world.
Ballet culture, I don't know how much people know, but it's a very hard world. It's a very hard life. I was kind of immersed in that culture at a really young age, and I really had no self-esteem basically my whole life. My self-esteem was always really low. I was always such a people pleaser because my teacher, I always wanted to, make them proud of me, and they never were. There's always more you can do. They tell you you're replaceable. They tell you, certain things about you that, things that you shouldn't probably be told at a young age.
Chloe began to take all of these feelings and messages of not being good enough and internalize them. She looked for something, anything, that she could control, and like many in the ballet world, she found a false sense of control with food. Fortunately for Chloe, her mom recognized the signs and knew her daughter needed help, but it wouldn't be easy.
But it was a really long road, and I am forever grateful to my therapist, because what actually happened was she diagnosed me with anorexia, and on the same day that she diagnosed me with that, a nutritionist that they referred me to diagnosed me with anorexia. And that was just like really, really hard for me. I didn't realize it had gotten to that point, and I will forever be grateful for my therapist for pointing that out in me and telling me that a change needed to be made. My counselor really sat down with me and talked about where I was in my faith journey. And I'm not gonna lie, I was not in a good place. I had no self-esteem, so it was hard for me to believe that there was a father mightier and bigger than me that cared about me, so small. I had no idea, and maybe I did in the past, but I definitely forgot. And I was just so blessed because my therapist really, really helped me remember. And I just know that God has been with me through the darkness and the light, and I'm just so, I don't know how he delivered me sometimes, but I know every time that he will.
Through counseling, Chloe was able to maintain a healthy weight and find out who she is, not just externally, but most importantly, who she is as a person, a beautiful creation made in the image of God. Her dream of dance and ballet has taken on a new meaning and a new direction. She has become the dance teacher who she wished she always had.
I've really been able to kind of look at my students and kind of see signs that I might have found in myself, whether it's an eating disorder or a low body opinion of yourself, or just anything. I really look and make sure that my students never, ever, ever feel the way that some of my teachers have made me feel. I started my own nonprofit called the Dance Lab, and it's for intellectually and developmentally disabled individuals in Greensboro, and we come together and we just dance, and I teach them how to dance. They teach me more than dance. They teach me so many things, but I just know that the world is a really, really uninclusive place, and there's not a good place for these beautiful people in the dance world. So I wanted to create this safe space, and we've been doing it since November, and it's just changed my life, and I'm so blessed to be able to have this nonprofit, and I just love it. It's awesome. I love it. Yeah.
Tabia was born in Memphis, Tennessee, the youngest of 5 siblings. This, along with her parents' divorce during her early adolescent years, often left her feeling unseen and unheard, as if she lived in the shadows. And then a tragedy struck her young life that would push her even further into darkness for years to come. Tabia was gang raped by 6 men at the age of 14.
My sister, she was living in Greensboro, just graduated from Gifford College. She told my mom, she said, Tabia should move with me. So she took me in and lived with a 25-year-old. And now it's like, wow, she took me in at that age for a whole year. I was in 9th grade, starting all over again in a new state, new grade level, and she did it. I dealt with being assaulted with my sister, living with her. She took me to therapy, and that was helpful, very much so helpful. But then I stopped when I moved back to Memphis. And I don't know if that was because my mom wanted me back, and in a way that didn't remind her of my past that had happened, that she couldn't prevent. It just happened. So I think maybe it's a bit of avoidance. That's why I never continued therapy.
Although it would be years before Tabia would find her way back to therapy, she learned to cope by focusing on dance and chorus. In the fall of 2004, she left Memphis to attend college at UNCG. During that time, she had her daughter Nundi, who was born with many complications, including Turner syndrome. Overwhelmed by the needs of her infant daughter, she moved back home for the support of her family. Yet, in doing so, she also moved back to the place of her initial trauma.
My daughter has special needs. She has several disabilities. She was born with a mass that was in her mouth and neck. Therefore, they had to intubate her and put a tracheostomy tube in her neck and a feeding tube for her to eat. So I raised her for 6 years in Memphis, my family. And that was a hard process of having to go back to the place where all the assault happened. And it was totally difficult. Even though I was an adult, but flashbacks of living back in the same city, wondering if I would ever run into the men who had hurt me was on my mind. We went through a lot, surgeries after surgery. And then when she got well enough, I said, you know what, Tabia, it's time to move back to Greensboro. It's time to finish what I started.
Returning to Greensboro, Tabia knew it was time to face the darkness that had been overshadowing her life once and for all. She heard about RPC through a friend. When Tabia began counseling, she needed weekly sessions, sometimes twice a week, to deal with the multiple traumas she had experienced in her life, which also meant she would need very affordable services.
When I first started coming to Restoration Place, I saw my therapist at least once a week. And then things were really rough, twice a week. And it was no judgment. Having my own child with disabilities, I'm not always able to work full time. So having Restoration Place be on a scale that's worked with my income has been a great blessing to me. It's not a place of hardship. It's been quite a journey to learn how to cope. And with rising out of the darkness, I've been more assertive. I'm not as comfortable being in the back. I am now standing up taller and being proud of myself for speaking up for myself and not being ashamed for saying no. I didn't know that I even had a voice to say no. And by coming here, definitely changed that perspective.
Today, Tabia has risen out of the shadows and has become an accomplished dance performer and teacher of many styles. When she is not dancing, she is raising awareness and advocating for people with disabilities, such as her amazing, beautiful daughter. This work has led to the founding of the Black Parents of Children with Disabilities group in North Carolina. Through her healing journey, Tabia has realized her life purpose of using her story and experience to assist, support, impact, and inspire others.
So what brought me to Restoration Place was my husband committed suicide, and it was done in front of me. And that was the darkest point of my life, the hardest thing that I've ever been through in my life.
On September 23rd, 2018, Elaine's life was shattered when she witnessed her husband's suicide, a darkness that she knew she would not be able to rise out of alone. As a Christian, Elaine wanted a counselor who would align with her values and help her sort through the many questions that were challenging her faith. Through the recommendation of her church, she found Restoration Place, and her healing journey began.
Dealing with the trauma of witnessing the suicide, I first had to learn it was not my fault. I didn't cause it. That was the biggest thing I was dealing with. I didn't cause him to do it. I didn't cause the things to take place. That was the longest battle. That was the longest fight, that it wasn't my fault. I have learned with God, He has never left me. I had a fear of abandonment. I had a fear of rejection. People may abandon me. People may reject me. God never will. With my counselor, she helped me realize who I am in God. She helped me see that I may not see that sometimes in myself, but I see that through God. I am His child, and He is always with me no matter what. And I'm grateful for that.
Elaine faced what so many women in our community face, needing consistent, ongoing counseling to find healing from trauma. She was now a single person with one income, and even though she had insurance, her copay amount made weekly visits impossible.
I had insurance, but my copay was $60, and I needed counseling every week, and I did that for almost a year. And because of the sliding scale, I was able to pay $25 a visit. And being able to do that, I was able to afford that on one income, and I was able to come as often as I needed to. And I couldn't have done that, even with insurance, with a copay. I couldn't do it. And because of what Restoration Place offers, I was able to get the counseling for the time period that I needed, as often as I needed to do it.
Thanks to her healing experience with Restoration Place, today Elaine is a much stronger woman. Rather than questioning her faith, she now understands that God is always present in her life.
Life throws so many things at us all the time, and now I know how to handle it. I have a support system in place, so instead of isolating when bad things come, I reach out. And those are tools that I will forever be grateful for, that I will take with me. And I know now, instead of falling apart, I'll rise up and I'll survive.
too far gone for everything I'd done wrong. Yeah, I'm the one who dug this grave, but you called my name, you called my name. I thought that I was too far gone for everything I'd done wrong. Yeah, I'm the one who dug this grave, but you called my name, you called my name. All at once I came alive, this beating heart, these open eyes, the grave let go, the darkness should have known. Oh, you're still rolling stone. Oh, you're still rolling stone. You're still rolling, rolling. 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 You're still rolling stones.
Go off the stage, off the stage. Oh, thank you so much. I love the phone. Oh, I got my bottle. It's fine. Thank you. Okay, go ahead. It's your turn.
I just want to say, wow, Cindy, this was my first experience with Restoration Runway, and I have never seen such a powerful, meaningful, and fun production. And I'm blown away. I'm going to say it again. I'm blown away by the testimonies of Chloe, Tabia, and Elaine. I want to thank you, Cindy.
Oh, that's not in your script.
I want to thank you, Cindy, and I want to thank the crowd as well for how your support and how you lead this, Cindy, to allow women to get the help that they need and get the help that they need without the high cost of mental health services being a barrier.
Thank you, Rufus.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We continue to emphasize that piece of it to where that, we don't want that barrier for them, for anyone to be able to seek the help that they need. And you're helping to do that. See, simply what Restoration Place Counseling is doing is providing them with hope. And our definition of hope is tomorrow is going to be better than today. And you help to make that happen. And we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. And I am so, totally, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. I don't even know why I'm up here. But I do want to say, all my, will you take that? Thank you. All of my, you can't wear them, no. All of my cards are out of order. I was back there watching the finale and watching Elaine's. I got to see all of the videos. And yeah, I think I'm supposed to tell you how much money we've raised. And so can we, y'all have almost done it. Can we get the donation thermometer on the screen? So we are less than $4,000 away from making our goal for this year. So you can give right now. You can go back to your that BidPal thing and you can give. You can also give between now and I don't know when, you can send checks. We take checks, we take cash. And over the next week or two, I will continue as if donations come in. There's a card, and y'all just keep an eye on that. Now, I know some of you have like $40 out there. Just go ahead and hit the little button, and let's bring it up. We're not going home until
Click donate now.
until we are. We are so close to $200,000. I know you can do it. I know you can give. Inside of your thing, what's that thing called? The little bag?
Goodie bag.
The goodie bag.
bags.
There's another card with another QR code that will say like that you can like put your camera on it and yeah, and you can give that way through our website if you don't want to give through this place. But I see it still going up. I need that water
that's
again,
good.
Gary. Can I have that water again? Y'all, I'm a wreck. I just,
Do you have a water?
the production team is probably like,
It's still
where,
going, doesn't it?
where is she going? What is she doing?
That was a good push.
Wow. Thank you. It's still going. And we will,
Yeah.
as long, like, you don't have to think like, oh, I was going to go home and write a check. Now I don't need to. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Go home and write that check. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm going to let the guys take that down, and I will let you know soon what the main total is, but I just want to say a couple of words of thanks. I'm going to let my wonderful MCs go off stage, so give them a round of applause. I have some people that I just need to thank, and here I am with my Penny Byrne. Penny Byrne is one of our sponsors. Give a shout for Penny Byrne. Yeah, for all that yelling that you were, I love y'all. But I just want to thank some people. First of all the volunteers, y'all. This is, I could not do this. And I get a little cranky about this, like maybe like last night. You know, I had to make some apologies. Like I didn't even realize I said some things I said. And I was like, ooh, you know, and man, they have held me up and helped us put this together. The theater staff has been absolutely amazing. I just encourage you to support this theater as much as you can. They have been hurt by the pandemic, and they are amazing. Everybody. I mean, the stagehands in the back and people in the sound booth, and all the way to the executive director Brian. They are a great group of people. So I just want to say thank you to them. I want to say thank you to my production team that worked with me this year. You know, I did pay them a little bit, but they have been, like, I think when I met with them quite a few months ago, and I said, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to have these panels, and, like, the models will be back there. And they're like, yeah, we can do that. And then as time goes on, what they didn't know is the vision just keeps growing. And so then we have, like, singers, and that different times the thing needs to be lit up, and then it needs to go off, and then we need to have these people flying through the air on these silks, and they're like, they said, you know, if you do another fashion show, Cindy, like this is the type of production that needs a couple of days of rehearsal. We had one rehearsal last night for about 3 hours, and he said it's going to cost you a lot more money, so. Y'all might want to start giving donations for that. But you know, I want to thank all the sponsors, all the donors. I want to thank the hair and makeup people who came and basically took a pitiful little love offering from us to do didn't the hair and makeup of these women look amazing? And like I noticed that they would come out and they'd have a different hairdo. And I'm like, how do they do that? That's like crazy. I want to also thank Sabrina Woods of Triad Aerial Arts. She was the amazing one in the center of the silk that like went tumbling down with the music. Y'all, I didn't meet her in person until yesterday evening. We had been talking on the phone. She took care of all of those dancers, and she made that happen. And literally, like, I met her in person. We talked on the phone a lot, but I didn't meet her until yesterday. And so I'm so, so grateful to her for helping make this happen. I mean, we had never even met before, and one of my volunteers called and said, hey, we need you to do this thing, and like basically for free, you know. And you saw it, and I hope you enjoyed that opening number. My singers, the ladies that sang, the background singers, Wendy Burchett, oh, I probably need to stop hitting that. Wendy Burchett and Angelina Bassi, they were wonderful. Just so much went into making this happen. And then two people that are on my team, Heather Oakley, who's my business manager and has put up with me for about 8, 9, I don't know how many years. She took care of all the silent auction stuff, so all those packages that were entered into the system were done by her. Lauren Cookland of Events by Summer Joy. She, I think, was a little scared to work with us because we can be a little intense. Yeah, I'm making myself sound awful. I'm not that bad. But yeah, they, those two have just been with me this whole time. And I do want to share, and I've alluded, and some of you, if you're part of our Mountain Movers Club, which are people that sign up to donate on a monthly or quarterly or annual basis, you get to be part of the club. So I didn't even think about telling y'all about that. But so if you like to be in the club, just sign up. You can do that on our website. Sign up for a recurring donation. I've already said I'm digressing. What does Sissy say? Land the plane? Okay, I gotta land the plane. I need some more water. Don't go though. I have still something important to say. So I'm just gonna put this down right here. It's not the Oscars. I can do what I want. So I'm glad you were here tonight because we're not going to do another one of these shows for 2 years. It's going to be 2023. I need a break. My people need a break. You can't even imagine the number of hours that go into making this happen. But I have something to announce. Don't put the screen up yet. We have an event on September 23rd, 2022, right back here at the Carolina Theater. It will be a gala. We'll have the reception. Did you like the food tonight? Was the food good? Okay, good. That was my first time working. Painted Plate, those are good people too. So much fun and so easy to work with. But we'll have a reception. Maybe I shouldn't say we'll have an auction because somebody might come push me off the stage like Heather. But we'll do some fun things, and then we're going to have a special guest. And her name is Mandisa. Now you can put it up there. Somebody's asleep at the wheel. Where's my Mandisa slide? There she is. Mandisa is a Grammy winner, Dove Award winner. She was on American Idol, I think, in 2009 or something like that. She is a contemporary Christian artist, and she has a story of her own. She's struggled with depression. She's a victim of childhood sexual abuse and is very open about her story. And she started a podcast called Out of the Dark, kind of like Out of the Shadows. I didn't even know the connection until this happened, but I'm so excited just through really just God putting the people in the place that we're going to be able to bring her, and she'll do somewhat of a sharing about mental health and her story, and she'll also do part concert. So mark your calendars, and you will be hearing more about that. Follow us on social media, and I can't wait to meet Mandisa. I'm so excited. But before you go, and I'm about to let you go, if you just give me a few more minutes, this is probably the hardest thing for me to do up here, but we use the song Lauren Daigle, Still Rolling Stones by Lauren Daigle as our theme song this year, and it was the entrance, and it was the finale. And, you know, we had some fun stuff, you know, like the aerial artist and all that. But, you know, the meaning of that song goes so much deeper than that. And as I shared earlier, on December 26, 1996, I thought that I was too far gone. You know, that bridge says I thought I was too far gone for everything I'd done wrong. And the decisions I'd made in my life up to that point as a young adult had been pretty horrible. And the hurt I had caused others was almost too much to bear. And the feeling that I had no vision for my life at 29 years old and that it could never get any better was overwhelming. But God, the one who is still rolling stones, rolled the one away from the grave I had created for myself, the darkness which I had succumbed to, and lifted me out of the pit. It's almost too much to fathom that this December will be 25 years of sobriety and recovery from some of the darkest strongholds that a person could be in the grips of. But even if I'd made all the right decisions in life, I would have still been in the darkness and without hope, had it not been for the first stone that was rolled away almost more than 2,000 years ago. In a world where everything seems upside down right now, confusing, dark, and like it's not getting any better, there's only one hope, and his name is Jesus. And because we are all sinners unworthy of living eternally with a holy, awesome, righteous God, we are sentenced to death. We've seen it, so much of it over the last year. None of us gets out without that sentence. When things are going great, it's easy to think that death won't affect us, but the past 18 months have really shown us how faulty that thinking is. But Jesus took the punishment of death upon him so that even when our earthly mortal bodies die, there is life eternal that is offered to any who believes on his name. When the stone was rolled away 3 days after his crucifixion, the punishment that should have been ours, the punishment that should have been mine, he conquered death once and for all. And because he rose again, we will too. He is real and he loves you more than you will ever be able to fathom. If you know him, I hope tonight has been a reminder of this truth. If you don't know him but are interested in learning more about who this Jesus is, who was willing to die for your sins rather than ask you to be good enough, please reach out to me after the show anytime. And if you're somewhat offended by what I've shared and didn't know you were coming to church, I simply ask you to examine what it is that offends you so. My guess would be there's something that is ringing true to you, but you just don't want to admit it. Because really living for ourselves is sometimes a lot more fun than thinking about living for God. So, as you go tonight, I thank you for spending this time with us. I thank you for giving and helping us reach our goal. No.
Check. Tom, please.
This is...
Back.
You're back.
We wanted to give you these, but these are not from us. These
Oh,
are
where's
from
the present from you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
these are from your family.
Oh.
And they wanted to let you know that they love you very much and they appreciate everything that you've done to bring hope to all these people. We love you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel like I miss America or something. Okay, so that's why my sister wanted Heather's number. Thank you so much. I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you for listening to me, for indulging me, for cheering so loud for the models. Why don't we give them one more round of applause? And I hope to see you next year for our new Mandisa event. April, why don't you give us some music to take us out?